Welcome to Q&A, Social Security Disability Today. This program is brought to you by the Reeves Law Firm, representing you and your Social Security and disability needs. If you have a problem or questions regarding Social Security and disability, call attorney Anthony Reeves. Here's your host, attorney Anthony Reeves.
Be prepared to explain what's in your medical records. Yeah, this is where it gets a little weird because a lot of times people are not intimately familiar with how to read the different parts of their medical records. And I tell people this all the time. When you are in court, everything is fair game, including what's in your medical records. And a lot of times people go into hearings blind. They don't have a clue what's in their medical records. They'll look through it and they'll read it and everything like that. They'll look for the MRIs, they'll look for the X-rays, but I'm like, yeah, but you really need to focus on is those problem areas, those little areas that might be concerns, little things like, I don't know, non-compliance, where the doctor's saying you're not doing what you're supposed to do. One where doctors literally spell out things that you haven't done. Maybe substance abuse problems, maybe situations with obesity, things like that. So what should you do? 3 things. 1, don't lie, just explain. A lot of times I tell people the best honesty is to tell the truth. The best policy is to tell the truth. If there's something in your file that's bad or could be perceived as bad, explain it. The person who's the expert on it is you. Explain it away. If a doctor says something about something and you know the context by which they said it, be prepared to explain it. Secondly, having a rep will help you identify the problem areas. Now, I know you're probably thinking, oh, here comes that attorney Reed with that old sales pitch thing again. That's right. The reason why I say that is because a lot of times if you're not intimately familiar with what little nuances are in your medical records that might be a problem, you may not know how to properly be prepared to explain it if it's brought to your attention. So my thing is always, why go in blind? Take someone who's had the opportunity to review the file and say, yeah, this is where it might be a problem that's going to come up. Because at least, let me tell you, you would rather have that conversation with your representative where you're explaining to your representative about the circumstances of a situation as opposed to trying to run into a judge for the first time and having that, that look. Okay? Now, finally, go to your doctor for clarification if it doesn't make sense. If you are in a situation where you're looking through your records and you notice that the doctor said something that was off, that didn't read right, don't try to just sit there and figure it out. Contact the doctor and ask the doctor, will they write a clarification about that? If the doctor says, well, I'm not sure, I have a feeling that they might be faking. Well, you need them to clarify that because that is not a helpful statement. And ask them what made you have that feeling. Are you saying I'm faking? No, I'm just saying that, and then the doctor lays it out. Well, guess what? If the doctor explains it in detail, the detail of how he or she explains it may actually help you with your case, as opposed to just leaving it there and letting the judge draw their own interpretation. Trust me when I tell you this. You want to make sure that you're prepared to address any issues that may pop up in your case. You don't want to be in a situation where you're trying to figure it out and try to argue on the fly when you're there in court. The more you can articulate the circumstances of a situation in your case, the easier it is for the judge to make a determination of whether or not that information should be used to your detriment or not.